In Lagos, paper can build an empire. Paper can also bury a man alive. This is the story of one woman, one signature, and one secret that stayed quiet for 15 years until a dead body forced it to speak. Her name is Adaeze. Everyone calls her Ada. At 38, she works as a senior officer at the Lagos State Lands Bureau. Her job is simple to explain and hard to do. She checks land documents and tells the government which ones are real and which ones are lies, wearing the clothes of truth. People trust her signature. They believe that if Ada says a piece of land is clean, then it is clean. But on one quiet morning, Ada is about to find out that the most dangerous lie in Lagos already has her name on it. She just doesn't know it yet. It starts with a phone call. A man is dead. His name is Tokunbo Adeleke. People call him Toke. He was found early that morning, lying at the bottom of a half-built tower called the Pinnacle in Lekki. The same Pinnacle that magazines have been writing about for 2 years, the most expensive new building on the waterfront, already sold out before it was even finished. The watchman who found him saw something strange. A folder lying half open under Toke's shoulder, its papers blowing gently in the wind. Nearby, in the mud, a phone with a cracked screen slowly sinking into a puddle until the water swallowed the light from its screen completely. By the time Ada gets the message that Toke is dead, she is at home tying her son's school tie for him. Her son, Casey, is 12 years old, full of questions, the way 12-year-olds are. "You went somewhere just now," Casey says, watching his mother's face change for 1 second before she catches herself. "I'm right here," Ada answers. "Eat your egg." But she's not just there. Part of her has already gone back 15 years to a version of herself she has spent a long time trying to forget. Because Toke was not just a name on a deed to Ada. Long before he became a rich man with a wife from a powerful family, he was the boy she loved at 23. And the land his fortune was built on, the very land his expensive tower now stands on, carries Ada's signature from the year 2011. That morning, her boss calls her
Ada,
into his office.
come in.
His name is Director Adebayo Oke, a careful man who has survived
What's
many
wrong,
years
Director?
in government simply by never being the one holding a dangerous file when it explodes. He tells her the truth straight, no decoration.
Ada, what I'm about to tell you is serious.
Tokunbo Adeleke is dead, and the land his tower sits on was certified by this office in 2011. Your initials are on that file. For a moment, Ada cannot move. She does not show it on her face. She has trained herself for years to keep her face calm, no matter what is happening inside her. But inside, something falls.
This is the one, Ada.
The director slides a thick file across the table. There's already a court case from another family disputing this same land. He tells her, now that Toke is dead, his wife's family wants this office to confirm the title is clean within 1 week. If we don't, 240 families who already paid for apartments inside that tower.
If we do, and it turns out the title was never clean, somebody in this building will lose more than their job.
He looks at her for a long moment, like he already suspects something he is too careful to say out loud. Make it disappear cleanly, Ada, he tells her. That's all I'm asking. Ada takes the file home that night. She does not open it in front of him. She already knows what is missing from it because she is the one who made it disappear 15 years ago. While Ada carries that weight quietly, a detective named Bello is already asking questions nobody invited him to ask. Bello has spent many years learning one simple lesson about Lagos. When something looks like an accident, it is usually somebody's very expensive idea of a cover-up. At the mortuary, the pathologist shows him something strange. A man who falls 30 feet from scaffolding, even by accident, usually fights it. He grabs at something, his body twists. But Toke's body shows none of that. No struggle, no defense. Either he was already gone before he hit the ground, Bello says quietly, or he knew the person who put him there and he didn't think he needed to fight. Bello also notices something missing. Toke's phone is nowhere to be found, only a folder, water damaged, recovered from under his body. Inside it, one page is still readable. The heading says, Root of title, Plot 14b, Lekki. The rest of the writing is too smeared by rainwater to read. Bello stares at that one sentence for a long time, like a man staring at a locked door, trying to guess what's behind it. Across town, inside a quiet mansion in Ikoyi, Toke's widow sits surrounded by flowers she did not ask for and condolences she does not want to hear. Her name is Folasade. She is the daughter of a powerful judge and she has spent her whole life learning never to let her face show what she's really feeling. Her phone buzzes. A text message. She reads it and for exactly 1 second her calm breaks. An auntie nearby is talking about the bureau handling the land matter about the woman in charge of it. The one who knew my husband
Yes,
before I
Auntie.
did, Folasade says flatly.
I know exactly who she is. Yes, I know her.
She sets her cup down, looks out toward the city, and says something to herself, quiet enough that nobody else hears it. Let's see what she's willing to sign with him in the ground. That same afternoon, Ada goes down to the records room of the bureau rows of old steel shelves, the smell of dust and forgotten paper. She pulls out the original 2011 file for that same piece of land. Her hands move fast, practiced, like someone who has done this 1,000 times. But when she opens the file, something is wrong. There is a gap. A page that should sit between the boundary survey and the final approval simply is not there. Not torn out, carelessly removed cleanly by someone who knew exactly what they were doing. Her breathing changes, just slightly. A voice behind her makes her jump, almost. Looking for something specific, the voice says, or just visiting old ghosts. It's her colleague Nkem Sharp, ambitious, the kind of smile that never quite reaches the eyes. I asked for that exact file yesterday morning, Nkem tells her. Before Toke's body was even cold, I was told it was already assigned to you. Funny how that always happens, isn't it? A file follows you around for 15 years and somehow it always lands back in your hands. Ada doesn't flinch. Or maybe, she says, walking past him, you just like watching who gets handed the matches before a fire starts. She leaves with the file under her arm. Behind her, Nkem's smile disappears the second she's out of sight. Later, stuck in Lagos traffic on the bridge, Ada's phone buzzes. A strange number, no name attached. A message arrives. I have the missing page from 2011, the one with your signature on the corrected boundary. Sign the clean letter for the pinnacle by Friday, or everyone, including your son, finds out what Adaize Okonjo really did to save the man she loved. Around her, Lagos keeps moving downfall buses, hawkers, horns blaring, completely unaware that a woman's whole world has just shifted 3 inches off balance inside a stopped car. Her hands shake on the steering wheel. She grips it tighter until they stop. That evening, Ada visits her father. Chief Emeka Okonjo is a retired commissioner for lands, a man with photographs of himself beside 3 former governors hanging on his wall. The kind of man whose calm voice has never once needed to be raised because people learned long ago to simply listen the first time. She tells him about the missing page, about the threat. He doesn't even pause while pouring his brandy. Files go missing in this country the way rain disappears in dry season, he says simply, constantly. Nobody ever explains it. Someone is threatening to use that page, Ada tells him. Someone who knows exactly what's written on it. He finally looks at her properly. Something passes behind his eyes. Calculation, or maybe fear. It's hard to know with him. It always has been. some doors. He tells her, once you close them, you don't get to open them again, just to check what you left inside. You were 23. You did what the moment required. I made sure of it. You made sure of it, Ada repeats, the words landing slow and cold. There were four families, her father continues, who built this city's skyline out of paper and patience. The Adeyemis, the Balogun Whites, the Oyelarans, and us. We don't survive 60 years at that table by being sentimental about old field reports. He kisses her forehead exactly the way she kissed her own son's forehead that morning and walks away, leaving her alone with two untouched glasses of brandy. Sitting outside in her car afterward, Ada's mind drags her back 15 years against her will. It is 2011, rain hammering against an office window. She is 23, terrified, sitting across from her father and a younger version of Toke, panicked, his family about to lose everything to a rival survey report. Ada, please, young Toke begs her. My father put everything into this land. If the report stays as filed, we lose it to the Adeyemis by Monday. Her father speaks gently, and that gentleness is the most dangerous thing about him. You're the only one whose signature can correct a field report before final certification. He tells her, nobody else needs to know the boundary was remeasured. It's 1 centimeter, Adais. 1 centimeter of paper between a family with nothing and a family with everything. 23-year-old Ada looks at the boy she loves, frightened, in love, out of options, and she signs. Back in the present, grown Ada sits alone in her car, forehead against the steering wheel. 1 centimeter, she whispers to no one. That same night, inside Toke's old study, his widow Folasade finds a small recorder locked away in a drawer she wasn't supposed to have the key to. Her hands shake as she presses play. It's Toke's voice, recorded the night he died. If anything happens to me before I send this to the right people, his voice says, tired, urgent, it's because I finally understood what the pinnacle really stands on. It's not just our land. It's 4 families, one boundary lie rewritten again and again for 15 years. And Ada carried the first lie alone because I let her carry it. I have to fix this. I have to call her tonight. The recording cuts into static. Folasade sits frozen, staring at the recorder like it might explode in her hand. You were calling her, she whispers, the night you died, and you were calling her. She doesn't cry. Instead, she closes her fist tightly around the recorder. And in that moment, without anyone realizing it yet, she becomes the one holding the most dangerous object in the entire story, and she has not decided yet what she's going to do with it. Back at home, alone in her room, Ada finally allows herself to break, just for a moment. Quiet tears, the kind that come from a woman who has spent her whole life perfecting the art of never letting anyone see them. Her phone buzzes again. A second message from the unknown number. Friday, the letter. Or, I send the page to the detective myself and let him ask your son why his mother lied to build another family's empire. Her whole body goes still at the mention of her son. She looks toward his bedroom door, slightly open, the soft blue glow of his nightlight glowing through the gap. She stands, walks to her closet, pulls down an old shoebox she hasn't touched in years. Inside, faded photographs of her and Toke from 2011, laughing in rain neither of them saw coming that day. And underneath those photographs, folded small, kept safe for 15 years, half of an old page, a boundary diagram, her own handwriting.
No.
The missing page was never missing.
This can't
She
be
has
right.
had it herself this whole time. Which means
It is.
whoever is threatening her doesn't actually have proof. They have a guess. And they are betting everything on the hope that
I will not
she's
be
too afraid
broken
to call
again.
that bluff. For the first time since this story began, something settles into Ada's face that isn't fear. It's resolve.
You need to stop this
You
now.
don't have the page, she says quietly to herself. She picks up her phone, opens a message to her colleague Nkem, and types one line. Send me everything you have on the other three families connected to this land tonight. She presses send and sits back. She has made her decision. She is not going to bury the truth on Friday. She is going to follow this lie all the way back to wherever it started, even if it cost her the one secret she has protected for 15 years. Far away, on the third mainland bridge, a car sits parked with its hazard lights blinking, facing the dark water below. A figure stands at the railing. We don't see a face. Just hands resting against cold metal, and a small flame from a lighter catching the corner of a single page pulled from an old file. The page burns slowly. The ashes drift down into the lagoon below, disappearing into the water, the same way Toke's secrets disappeared the night he died. Somewhere in Lagos, four families are still sitting comfortably on a lie that built half their fortunes. Somewhere in Lagos, a woman who has spent 15 years protecting her past has just decided to risk everything she has left, including her son's future, to find out the truth. And somewhere in Lagos, someone who is not afraid of fire and not afraid of secrets is just getting started. This is only the beginning.